a little intro?
Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to. So I think Ryan, oh, here we go, Stephanie.
Yeah, hi, Stephanie.
Cool. So yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Sorry guys for the delay.
I'll say quickly, today we can do a little intro with Stephanie and Bobby who have joined. Welcome, guys. And we can talk a little bit about roles, and we can add to the calendar things you want to add. But to start with, yeah, we were talking about doing a little bit of an intro for you, Bobby, and for you, Stephanie. And I was thinking, Bobby, actually, because I know you're into meditation, do you want to start with maybe like a 2-3 minutes tuning in exercise?
Yeah, would you guys be open to do a social meditation?
I don't know what that means, but let's do it.
Yes.
Amazing. So should we just jump straight into that and then I can intro afterwards?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so we're going to do a very simple one. We'll do it for like 3 minutes, and it's participatory. So we're going to take it in turns to say something, and we'll do this for 3 minutes.
And Stephanie, you're muted, so
Yeah, so thank you, Josh. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, when it's our turn, we're going to say there is, and we're just going to simply say whatever is the most prominent aspect of our experience at that time. So it's would be, an example would be, there is happiness, or there is wind. If it's your turn and you're not sure what to say, you can pass. And I do just want to make sure, if anyone doesn't want to take part, just say now and you can witness, because your presence is really valuable to witness as well. So there's a few instructions to get out of the way before we start. So we'll let the order arise naturally, and then we'll just follow it for 3 minutes together. Does anyone have any questions? No. Okay, so I'll set the timer now, and we'll begin. There is breathing in.
There is peace.
there is light.
There is excitement.
There's vibrancy.
There is trust.
There is tingling.
There is bliss.
There is patience.
There is relaxation.
There is connection.
There is connection.
There is warm energy.
There is evolution.
There is nature.
There is curiosity.
There are smiles.
There is light in my heart.
There is breeze.
There is abundance.
There is warmth.
There are bubbles.
There is unlimited creative energy.
There are the birds playing in the garden.
There is weightlessness.
There is nourishment.
There's breath.
There is fire.
There is a sigh of relief.
There is patience.
There is unity.
There's full potential.
There is joy.
There's
There is
imagination.
happiness.
Thank you.
Mm.
I didn't hear your last one, Stephanie. so.
There is happiness.
Mhm.
Mm.
That was beautiful.
I
Thank
love
you,
that. Thank
Bobby.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, my pleasure. Always delighted to share it.
It's a really
And,
good time
if anyone
to be
would
alive.
like to share a bit more about their experience of that, please go ahead.
I felt in that time I experienced after the first few, because I had my eyes closed and I was just kind of in a not in a neutral state. So I found it, because I was listening, a little difficult to find something to say that wasn't the same thing I said before. This time, but when I did it before, it was easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fine to say the same thing again and again, actually. That's no problem.
Cool.
Mm.
So yeah, hopefully I get to share many more of these. There's so many different kinds, and actually, I guess I'll jump into my intro now, unless anyone else wants to share anything urgently.
No, that's good.
Because that's one of the pleasures of this practice, is it always seeds such lovely conversation afterwards, with our shared experience and so I've been practicing social meditation, facilitating it for a good number of years now, and there's an online Sangha run by Buddhist geeks that I facilitate online practices in a couple of times a week. And I'm also looking to do them more and more in Bali, because I'd love to create a community of regular practice partners with this. Now, social meditation really infuses a lot of the work I do as well. I'm an artist and a high vibrational branding consultant. Amazing. And yeah, so like for me, like spirituality and creativity are the same thing, and I'm really about collaborating, and social meditation really gives us a strong framework that we can do both, sort of be together, and then I see like things emerge from that place. And I think these things that emerge when we're together as a group are much more powerful than our individual sort of, I guess, mind processed thoughts or actions. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I could probably say loads more, but I'll leave it there.
Can you share a little bit also about your interest maybe in NFTs or the crypto space, or the new paradigm organizations?
Yeah. So personally, for me, I think I'm committed to it being the future. I don't actually have much. Most of my savings are actually in crypto now, so I don't really have like any use for a traditional bank account other than to like do day-to-day payments that I can't do with crypto. So like, so that's how committed I am to it. Being an artist, I have a massive interest in NFTs, although I haven't really been able to get momentum in that world yet. However, I'm about to release a podcast, which is a series of collaborative pieces of work, improvised pieces of work that comes from a social meditation structure. And my intention for this is to release the work that comes from these practices as NFTs that have shared ownership. So just in the same way that we were all equally present and valued participants in the practice we did just then, for me, the works that I'm going to be creating with my guests, we're equally valued creators just by being in that space that created it. And furthermore to that, my super long-term vision is this way of practicing and coming together as a group collective like this, and then having meaningful outputs from that. I see it as a way in the future that we can actually create like a cultural pulse or a collective consciousness pulse of humanity that then guides us without the need to have governance in place. So like, if enough people globally are doing a practice like we just did, and we can extract or we can express like meaningful outcomes from it, and that can somehow be collated in a technology that then can give us a pulse or a heartbeat of what the world is feeling and needs, and that if that intuitive practice is in place, then my super long-term vision is that that can actually guide us without needing to have any traditional infrastructure or governance.
Love it.
Thank you.
That's okay. Chirp, chirp. Stephanie, do you want to give a brief intro?
Ooh, thank you, Bobby.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here, and thank you, Bobby, for the meditation, because it was like in the beginning I was like, ooh, okay, it's like a little bit tingling as well inside my body, and now it felt like, no, like we are connected. And yeah, I mean, most of you I know already, except Brian, I think. So yeah, my name is Stephanie. I'm from Austria, and I've been like, I've coming from the background like event management, project management, working for the government. And then since my early years, I knew already I have to break out. There is coming this time where I just have to follow my heart, and I didn't know by that time what it means. And 2 years ago, I've booked a ticket to South America, and the plan was to have no plan. So this was the first time in my life that I didn't have any structure anymore, that I didn't follow any rules, what I used to do before, working in a very masculine field and being very, yeah, like strong and following like the plan. Yeah, and that's how actually I started this journey from my mind into my heart. And since then, I'm just following where universe wants me. And that's also how I came here to Bali. Right now I'm I would say in a transition phase. Alex and me, we were talking already yesterday about it. I know that my long-term vision is to create a community, or to create like a friendwork where people are, of course, collaborating in maybe a business manner, but also where you feel this connection out from your soul, that it's not about work anymore. It's actually, that's life, that's my vision, that's my purpose, why I'm here. And I feel like especially people who are willing to look inside themselves and like confronting them with everything, like with their truth, or like finding their truth, they are light leaders for me already. Because I was asking myself, what is a leader? And for me, it's starting already when you're brave enough to not look anymore outwards but inwards. And so I have this calling that I want to create a community with people who are searching, who are just looking for like-minded people, and where you empower each other, or maybe where you can swap money, experiences, knowledge. And I see myself kind of connecting different synergy, or like energies that you bring together, more and more synergies. when it comes to crypto, I don't have too much knowledge or idea yet what I want to do with that. I just entered also with the workshop from Alex and Fabrice. And 1 month ago, I entered in another company which is investing in crypto. Yeah, so I'm very interested also in how this works with the tokens, because there also came this idea of an organization called We Are One, where people get rewarded when they realize it's important when it comes to spiral dynamics. If you maybe know it, Alex and we were also talking about that yesterday. It's really important for me to feel that we as a collective have different jobs, like also bringing people who are in different stages in this dynamic or in this spiral, that we are kind of having this movement and that everyone can kind of rise together, so that people get rewarded for that if they are bringing something into the world which can help any person in any certain stage. And I think token could be also a part of that, because we were thinking of network marketing, because I didn't have any clue about that. So just for the first, or the mastermind, you had the event, this was the first time for me to listen to Reiki with all the, and very mind-blowing systems. So that's a completely new and very exciting topic for me. And I'm very happy to learn and to see if I can support, or if we can, just put like where I can support also in a more feminine way. Maybe there were coming up some ideas already yesterday, but for now it's like, I just want to tune in into your energy, and what's your direction, and so thank you.
Thanks so much, Stephanie. And Stephanie came yesterday. We had a bit of a chat. I think it's interesting to have the light leaders expand also and maybe go beyond. And Stephanie, of course, I know you're also interested in that, but maybe started expanding from just how we create the organization to what other things we can offer as the light leaders already. And also it's cool to have a woman. We're talking maybe of having a workshop at the next event here in Bali that would be about women in cryptos. So that's really cool to have you, both of you. And I'd love to share first. I'll upload the videos from the Bali event today, so that's be available for everyone, and also even the people who are at the event, there might be workshops you missed. And another thing I wanted to share is you talked about spiral dynamics, Stephanie. I know, Josh, you love that book, Reinventing Organization by Frederic Laloux. I think it's something really valuable to read for the people who are interested in building these new paradigm organizations. Together, it can create a lot of similar language between us if you read this book, or at least watch a few videos on it. And otherwise, I'd love to know what would be the points for the meeting. I'd love to do the roles. The reason is I feel as this builders team is expanding, there might be things that are more or less of interest, and I don't want anyone to be trapped in something they're not specially interested. And also I want everyone to be able to take leadership on things they're interested. So let's say master plan, if Josh wants to take the lead on that, I want Josh not to have to wait for these calls, but maybe to create a call where 3 or 4 people who want to create the basics of it join and do the brainstorming together. And then I don't want someone, like the point of this 1 hour calls is more check-in with the whole team without going too much into depth on one specific topic. Like this, we can know who's doing what, do those check-ins. But again, to take the example, if Josh doing a master plan, he can call in, let's say, a 2-hour meeting when he wants with the people who want to be involved. And people who join these calls, maybe if they don't want to go deep into that conversation, they don't feel like stuck into that. So that's a little bit the idea of these 1 hour catch-ups. I'd love to see then, based on roles, more leadership from people who take on things. So that's one point I would love to add to do during the meeting today, and I'd love to know who else has other points.
The next thing I proposed a prioritization list in the Notion, which I guess all members here don't currently have access to, but besides roles, the next thing that I talked about was getting into the master plan and specifically looking at our funds and our fund allocation, and how that ties in to the roles that we're fulfilling, and discussing as a group how we want to distribute funds, how we want to raise more funds, how all of that ties in to the specific roles that we determine. So I think we should focus on roles, especially given that we have half an hour now, and try and get that as set as possible. That's my input. And then a close second of revenue model, fund distribution.
And Josh, do you want to do quickly before we get started on the roles? I think it was very valuable what you offered to do yesterday in the men's group, which was a quick one on what's working, what's not working, and yeah.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. What we did is what's working, what's not working, and what we would like to see. You thought that was good?
Yeah, it's a great check-in to see where everyone's at.
All right, yeah, if we all really could, just speak briefly speak on, what's working within the light leaders, what's not working, and what we would like to see.
I'll go first. I feel like what's working is momentum. Like, I think that things are picking up at an exponential rate. What I think that's not working within that same regard is that as things are picking up, there's becoming more and more to do, and everything's becoming slightly more and more scattered. So I think that there's a really prominent position that we're in to like hunker down and get the internal structure in place, so that as we scale, it does so in an efficient way. That's what I would like to see, I guess, is us focus all of our energy on creating solid internal structure.
Yeah, to echo there, Yun, is the momentum and us, showing up each week. And yeah, I do feel that those energies are becoming a little bit scattered in that regard as well. So yeah, a little bit more clarity around that master plan vision, holding that. That'd be nice if we could achieve that in the next week or so. So we have that as that anchor point where we can all align to, and then everything else begins to feed through to support that.
I'll also say one thing quickly on that. Just for me, in my experience, and I know it's a subconscious thing that we all do, but when we start attaching subconscious timelines to things, and then we don't achieve it in that timeline, then it produces subconscious stress within the collective. So for me, just saying I'd like to see the master plan developed as soon as possible is a different orientation of thought than saying I'd like to see it done in a week. Just highlighting that for collective energy. Yeah.
Thanks, Yano. I'll share also, and actually that made me think of something in what I'd like to see. In what I think is working is definitely the momentum you mentioned, and also the quality of the people that show up. So both the great hearts and great minds. I'm super excited about that, and the beautiful intentions. Let's say if I combine what's not working / what I'd like to see, I feel like there could be more. That's why I wanted to do roles, more accountability, and that can be relating to timelines also, as you mentioned. I feel at the moment it's we say a bit, okay, we're gonna do the master plan soon, exactly, and then 1 week later we're back and haven't moved forward. So I would say for me, one thing I'd like to see is how we can move forward effectively. And I'm sometimes a bit impatient, but I like things to move faster and to allow people to take initiative, take leadership, and I feel we could do that better.
Hey guys, I'll just jump in here because I have to join another call on the hour now. So for me, what's working is the video was so sick. So like the production from the event was really epic, and I'm sure that will inspire a lot of people. It certainly re-inspired me watching it again. Obviously, I've got a very brief window of insight into what's possibly not working as well, but maybe, and this is very fussy, but maybe it's like orienting. Alex did share some good links with me via Telegram, which I haven't fully digested, but it could be a really nice opportunity to give people like a really like plush welcome pack with sort of orientation to like any Notion links and stuff. Like I said, that is a very fussy comment. I think what's been there is adequate. So I guess that's kind of like my also what I would like to see, and I guess I would echo what I would like to see as part of that could be like a really clear and concise sort of like vision or orienting identity foundation structure, so that really reinforces the core essence that Ryan shared about.
And just before you leave, Bobby, do you have some idea already? I know it's early. You could contribute.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it kind of ties into like my big crazy vision that I shared with you, and the social meditation practice that we did. Like, I'll just throw this out as something. It would be amazing to do like some kind of regular practice like that has the intention of taking a pulse or heartbeat of how the group and collective is, to see like, I guess it would be relatively explorative, but maybe you could see the value. I mean, even this section right now, like what is working, what is not working, what we'd like to see is kind of doing that in essence as well. So there may not be space for it, but really I'm super passionate about social meditation, and I love using it, and I love to use it in a constructive way to help kind of reference and ground stuff moving forward as things evolve.
And I'd love to offer you, Bobby, maybe another talk when we have a chance. It could be by Zoom, doesn't have to be in person, on unfolding that vision. There's a giant gap between like meditating and world governance changing. It's a giant chasm, right? So let's get clear on that, and I can help you get clear on that and fill that in.
Thank you. I would love that.
Cool.
All right. Got to jump out, guys. So thank you so much. Sorry to leave early. See you soon.
Thanks, Bobby. All right, I can go.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, what was working? The event was great. The projector could have worked, but and the lighting. So it was so light that even when they did use the projector, Ricky, it was too light to see. So, but other than that, the event was seamless, beautiful intro, great videos to take away, good information, everything was great. So the event was rocking, the videos were rocking. Not working, a smooth follow-up process. I think Bobby alluded to a little bit of that. I think the master plan, I think we're in works, you know, nothing's perfect, but that's just is what it is. So having the a mastermind is very difficult to have a follow-up without, you know, to harness those pieces. And it's not just easy because it's a mastermind, right? You have to stay open. So it's all happening. I think it'll be great. I don't think there's a problem. I think it's just where we're focusing. And I feel like, what was it? What we could do? What was the last thing is what I would like to see. I would like to see a us at the house here spending more time. You know, we got calls we're doing and we're asking other people to do roles, but I think that we can come together and spend once or twice a week each. That could be all of us. That could be me and Jono. That could be me and Alex, and bust some of these pieces out together. Just have more work sessions. Me and Jono had one and it was pretty effective. So yeah, I'd like to see. Us working separately is good, but less accountability. Like you said, you wanted more accountability, Alex. So I think having a team partners is a great accountability. That, you know, that's decentralized systems. You have a team. You know, when you're doing homework by yourself, no one's really motivated for that, and it's going to be hard to, I think, to get people to jump in and do that.
And Stephanie, I know you're super new, but do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, sure. So I also think the event was a really cool combination between having like the tuning in with the sage and then having the cacao ceremony and putting the intention in. So I feel the mastermind has a lot of potential for like a broad like people with different directions or with different intentions. So I felt you bring together people which are maybe more focused on structures and like having these visionary systems in head. And then also I felt very comfortable, I would say. I mean, it has blown my mind as well, but still I felt we are one, like I felt the connection. So I felt this bridge between spirituality, the systems, and creating new earth. That's already a really good approach how you integrated it into the event. And also the video is amazing. I just sent it yesterday already. Guys, I have been there, because of course I told them, and yeah, it's a very beautiful video. So what I was talking also to Alex yesterday, and that's also what I want to be more like clear about, because Alex, you said the overall vision is more like, I can remember the 3 words, like solution oriented, then also decentralizing organizations, and more like the tokens. And I was asking myself, okay, like, is the light leaders, is this big tribe in the long term going to a network where all light leaders can nourish themselves, like also when it comes to spirituality, or how do I nourish myself, self-care, self-love, like coming back to myself? Could this also be a part, like a new category which you integrate into the mastermind? Or is it like more the long-term being in the system and more like masculine structure, how you can create wealth, which I love as well, like combining spirituality, nourishment, and creating wealth. Yeah, because everything is belonging together or coming together. So this is my question I have, actually, where you see yourself or the mastermind going. Yeah. And what's more? Roles. Yeah, I think like having a clear vision, and also like maybe, yeah, like a master plan, or what is the story behind, maybe what is the story which really connects every one of the core team, that you're just clear when someone is asking you what is it about, that you just know, yeah, okay, so it's that and that, and then everyone is on the same boat, and also the people who are interested, they know what it is about. Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So I think that's a good then segue into where we're acutely aware of the prominent need for solidifying the master plan. So then what are the most effective ways that we divide and conquer in that direction as our immediate focus? So roles.
I'm happy to share a bit here because in Notion, I'll give you access, Stephanie. In Notion, I started putting some roles, and yeah, at the moment, it's unsaid, but a lot of it is me actually, and you know also. So I want to start decentralizing that too, for a few reasons. One, some of them I'm not interested in that much, and I'm not good at, and also some also for the sake of decentralization and time and efficiency and all that. So we can. What I think is also for those weekly calls, what I think is really good. And again, as usual, tell me if you have a different opinion, but it's good to have 1 hour that's quite productive where everyone feels that's something they want to do or that includes everyone. And then what we can do also, and we don't have to, but if there's something more deep we want to get into, we can take it at the end of the call. So we do 1 hour the first call, but then let's say we all agree, hey, there could be a good time to dive into the master plan at the end of this call. People who want to join, that's something we can make it more easily in our calendar, put like sometimes 2 hours. I know it's 1 hour call and 1 hour kind of workshop, what we flow into. It's a possibility. But for this one, I want to keep 1 hour. So we have let's say 15 minutes to talk about the roles and start distributing some. Is there anything you guys want to share before we dive into that?
I think it could be effective even to like delete our names from here and then first focus on adding more roles in if there's anything missing. And then we can just go on a blank slate and.
Well, what's the point of removing the names?
I mean, I just figured so we were starting from a blank slate, but we can, whatever.
I think it's good to know who's been doing so far, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think we should do that because it gets confusing. But we have
that's fine.
two new people here. We have Stephanie and Ryan.
Well, Ryan's not new, he was new.
Oh, I
Yeah,
mean,
but
I guess new to this page, new to this, that's not on here. Is there anything in here that you guys are looking at and going, oh, that's something I could sink my teeth into?
Right now, I feel that for me, learning about the as per model it's not exactly the easiest sort of transition. So coming into it, I feel that it's just my personality as well to maybe make the transition into the team of what we're doing in a coherent way and make that transition easier. So onboarding, but that was sort of on hold from last week because we needed to define, have been really clear on that vision and then work down so I can be able to create onboarding. For instance, Stephanie and Bobby today, it would be I think it was Bobby that mentioned earlier that it would be nice just to have some sort of clarity or documentation or a little video that, here's the Notion, here's the workspace, here's what we're working towards, and to be that port of call if they have any questions about the as per model governance or what we're doing with the team. So
and I'd like to add
so far, but potentially, I don't know if there's overlap between the tokenomics here and what we're creating with the men's group as well. So potentially tokenomics as well.
Yeah. Can you add to that the onboarding to this list, Alex?
It's already here. Can you see my screen?
Okay. It says one. Okay, cool.
And so Ryan, based on what you shared, are there roles you want to add to that list?
Tokenomics,
but it's already there.
Oh, it's already, you mean taken? So, is it, you mean,
well,
is there
it's not necessarily taken.
Oh, did you share what you wanted to take or what we should add to the list?
You're asking me what?
Yeah.
So what was the question? Sorry for clarity. Do you want me to see if there's a role on that list that I can take, or is there a new role?
No, I thought at first we were sharing the roles we want to see before asking people what roles they want to take. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
I see. So what roles we want to see? Okay, that's a different question.
What's needed? That's not on that list anymore. And then we
I
can
see.
go to filling them.
Yeah. All right. I'll pass for a minute. Let me sit with that for a quick second. Hand it over to someone else.
Just one question. So the master plan, is it belonging to like the vision, like the overall core of the mastermind? Yeah.
Yeah, the master plan will cover vision, mission, values,
Okay.
our role in the larger collective as a platform, if you will.
Yeah.
And kind of like what space we intend to hold as the Light Leaders Mastermind, as well as what we intend to offer to the world and how we intend to offer it. And within that is also how we govern ourselves economically and decision-making process, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could, as far as I feel it now, I could be maybe joining Josh. But it also depends on, because right now I feel the mastermind is very, like there is this part you were starting with, and now it's my question. Do you have in mind to expand it to different categories? For example, like Alex, you said okay, there is like now the feminine, or maybe for like the crypto course for women, but is it also maybe an idea to open it up also for different topics, like that maybe light leaders can use the Light Leaders Mastermind also as this, what we said yesterday, that they can have tokens. For example, Marlia, she's a voice activation teacher, but also like a female leader, so that the Light Leaders Mastermind could be also like a jumping platform for people who maybe having some issues with finding their clients, and that also people can come in which are really new and just dive into becoming a light leader, so that you're connecting.
I mean, just if I can, like Jen says, yes, totally. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure you guys agree.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 3 different avatars that again are outlined in the developing master plan. So I think Stephanie, you can message me on Telegram and we can discuss more like with the structure of the master plan and all the parts of it.
Okay.
And then it's still in development. So
okay. Yeah. So I would love to do that then. And then
Okay.
I can see if I can take a role, and how it's aligning.
Okay, so we can go with filling for to start already, actually. And if we see new things to add as we go, we can add them later on. You can add them to the list. You can add a role you think is needed and put a question mark, and we can talk about it on the next call then. But
I have a question for event manager. Does that mean the face-to-face events that are held in Bali, or will that also cover maybe mini workshops which are online on, crypto for beginners, or, a mini workshop on ASPO for beginners, or something like this? Does that cover that?
Yeah, in my head, at least, when I put event manager, is people who have an overview of the events, both online and offline. And then let's say, Ryan, you want to do an online event, America time. Maybe you coordinate with, so here we can change that, but for now I put Alex and Yono. Be like, hey guys, I'd like to do, not even physically, hey, I'd like to do, sorry, Australia time. If you say, oh, I'd like to do an event in Sydney, well, then just, we have a talk about it, and then in one-off we can do the Sydney event, then Sydney event, then it's your role. But I think it can be cool to have sometimes a role for someone who has a view and maybe can tell you, well, oh, you want to do an online event mid-December, but actually there's one 2 days before the one you want to do. So maybe it's,
Yeah, good points. Okay.
So you had started, Ryan, you said you were interested in tokenomics. Do you want to go through these one by one maybe, or?
Yeah, let's do that.
We can always, change, and it's not like set in stone. There's one big one that I'm doing at the moment that I don't really like doing, that I'm not very good at doing. That's actually quite an important role, which is finance and accounting. I wonder if someone would be interested in taking that on, and of course there would be some transition time to work with me with the wallet we have at the moment on MetaMask for this. Yeah. I also think one thing on the accounting too. So I'm not really interested in it. I'm not very good at it. That's another important role I'm taking on. And also it makes my life a bit harder in a way that people ask for favor, and that's a little bit old paradigm. Like, hey, can I have a, I invited you last time. Can I have a discount for the event? Can I, get the NFT for free if I do that? And then it becomes like I'm the guy who can give favor to people. From the moment there's a proper account, like an accounting and finance that's separate for me, then I'm like, well, I can't really just invite you to the event like this because I love you. There's a process, there's an accountant. We need to review that. Yeah. And I can keep taking it on for now. If it doesn't inspire you, don't feel forced. I'm happy to keep doing it. But yeah. So, and maybe let
not my favorite thing, but I could help you out as well. So I'm with you on that. It's not my strength. I don't enjoy it at all, but I would definitely, I'm happy to share the load I can offer.
Yeah, we can. Let's have a talk about it, because I feel like it's almost easier for me to either, because at the moment it's very in my head. So it's like if I share it, it's almost more complicated. It's like it would be more someone who comes and do it properly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. Let's talk about it then. We can have a little chat. We can do better. We good on this one?
Yeah, I think the two of you should talk, like you said, and then we can collectively manifest an account.
And in the meantime, my apologies, accounting is not going to be amazing. And yeah, I'll try to do it as well as possible. And transparent, it's posted everywhere, but it's messy. Event management. So that would be, it's not a specific event. It's someone who can have an overview of who's doing what, where, online, offline. Maybe set up update the calendar of it, and have some centralized way to have promotion. Like Ryan wants to do an event in Australia, goes to, let's say, Stephanie is the event manager, goes to Stephanie and be like, hey, I'm doing an Australia an event. Stephanie can be like, oh, you could use that video from the Bali event. You could use these banners. Here are a few ideas that work for people, and like kind of support. It's like a support for people who then take leadership on one-off events. Any interest?
I mean, it's like, this is actually the only one which I feel like, okay, I see myself there, because the other things are yeah, like not my expertise. So I could see myself there, but of course, like I don't know, like I would need also some onboarding guidance, and so yeah.
Right, there would be a transfer of digital assets into some kind of folder or centralized space where you could access all of them. And then in terms of like the scalable outlook, it would just be more so as we host more and more events and the mastermind gets bigger and bigger, the event manager would kind of just keep track of all of that, so that like if we were hosting an event in Bali and then Ryan wanted to host an online event or an event in Sydney or something, like they didn't end up on the same weekend, or things like this.
So I'm happy to put Stephanie for now, and yeah, they'll be onboarding. It's like it's gonna be a smooth one.
Yeah.
Website creator and manager. Like I think Jorge wanted to do it. He's not on the call now, so I can keep Jorge with an interrogation mark. Maybe before we go to governance, master plan creation. That's like a big, because that's where we share. That's what you talked about also, Stephanie, having a place where we can see our values, but that's values, that's decision making. So that's kind of how we set this up, and which is super important.
So it's like having like a little story like that just everyone knows, okay, these are maybe the main points.
Yeah,
it is about. Yeah.
I think me and Jono have sort of got that, but we could use like maybe 3 max to do the first iteration, and then after that it goes to everyone in the collective. So we could put another person in there. Does that feel right to you, Jono? Because the more people.
Yeah, I mean, I think you and me are already knee deep in it, so I think we should continue with what we're doing. And then Ryan, it sounds to me like, especially with your interest in onboarding protocols, like this is quite a large portion of the master plan development. So maybe if you want, the 3 of us could get into it.
I'm very keen for that.
I want to share also, when we put leaders and roles there, it does not mean that others are not invited, right? So for example, and here, for example, Stephanie, I know you have some good insights also to share. So there's a difference between, do you want to be in the leadership of that master plan, or do you want to be still part of the creation, but more as an advisor and learner also into that? So just raising that, for example, here, if I put, like, let's say Josh and Yono feel like the main leader on that so far, then Ryan and Stephanie, I feel like you have a lot to contribute. So it could be the 4 of you, it could be 3 of you, it could be even just Josh and Yono. But if I put Josh and Yono, these are the main contacts. But then if Josh and Yono, you create the master plan, please, like the idea is they invite everyone to participate when they feel it's the right time, or like
everyone will be able to. If you guys want early access, totally fine. Yeah, jump in there, make comments, look at what's going on. And if you want to be super involved, we could do about 3 people that are really building it. After that, it gets a little messy, because even 2, it's like, okay, this, yeah, okay, and you create it together. Then 3, you have to have another one. So as you build through this whole thing, it just takes longer. That's all.
So now I have Josh and Yono. Stephanie and Ryan, how do you feel about this one?
I think it's good, like if I talk with Yono maybe once and see, because I had already a lot of ideas yesterday also with Malia, but it's like it would be a big add-on on the mastermind. It's not what you're doing right now in the light leaders. It would be already, I would say, like maybe, yeah, like an extension or another arm of that. So I don't know.
Stephanie, we should schedule a call early next week, Monday or Tuesday, and you and me can hop on a one-on-one call, and I'll download you deeper. And yeah, like what Light Leaders Mastermind is offering the world is still not 100% clear. That's why we're doing this master plan, and why we hosted events first, to try and mastermind the creation of that offer, so you're here. That was the whole point, was to get more in.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off a bit, just so you guys will have a call. That's basically.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Because I want to be mindful of, of moving forward on this, issue.
Yeah.
And you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm in for the master plan. I feel that's just the next step from the level 1, level 2, and now putting it into action. So that makes sense for me. Okay,
so I'll put the 3 of you, and then you can expand if you want advice. If you want a feminine advice, for example, you reach out to Stephanie.
Sure.
onboarding documentation. I feel that's something that'd be really cool for the people who join. But maybe we wait this one for more clarity overall. Like we can leave it. Okay, let's wait for this one. Then I had governance leader. I feel we wait. I feel this one we can wait for the master plan, right? For governance, but I don't know.
It's part of the master plan is decision-making protocols. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be self-governed in essence. There'll be someone maybe watching, but what I've experienced is once you create the governance, it kind of
Okay.
permeates. Yeah, there's the onboarding after that to explain how it works to people and the maintenance of proposals and things, but I don't know if I would call that governance or not.
So tokenomics, who's interested in looking at, because we probably want to create a token at some point. I mean, maybe not, but probably. And I know some people also with the men's group are quite into that.
I'd like to contribute to tokenomics.
Hey, Raid.
Hey,
Raid.
Okay, Raid, we don't want to keep it too long, so thank you for jumping in, and you're okay
Yep.
to go straight into the roles, I feel, and then we can do intros later.
Cool.
Do you want to put your video so we can see you?
Oh yeah, 1 second. Can you guys see me now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Tokenomics Raid. I
Ryan
want to be part of
mentioned-
it too. So put myself. Anyone else?
I'm interested in tokenomics for sure.
You're in, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to be an advisor.
Okay.
Dad has also has expressed desire to be an advisor in that role.
Who?
Jad?
You? Jad? Oh yeah. Okay, let's keep it like this for now. And anyway, tokenomics we'll probably see again a bit later when we move forward with the master plan. Weekly call organization. So it's kind of sending the Zoom link, reminding people, posting the recording in Notion.
Is there any, those are regular tasks. I think that's probably good as it is for now, but because you guys are, but I think call facilitation is something to look at and understanding, like, because as you grow, what are there any, requirements or standards, or, is there a certain vibe you're wanting on the calls themselves? I mean, the event, like I said, was done really well.
So
But
what
the-
I'm feeling is for now we keep Alex, Alex and keeps it, and then maybe in a few weeks it'll be cool to have someone motivated with extra touch and all that to make them even better.
I mean, as another role or task, do you have a plan to do any focusing on the structure of the calls themselves as moving forward, or the facilitation, or any of that? Is there any research you want to do on that, or structuring, or just roll with it?
Well, I think it'd be cool that at some point someone takes the role. Let's say as I've been taking a lot of roles, I've been doing a lot of things okay, but not amazing. So the idea is, if in that it's the same with accounting and many roles, to get someone who takes on the role and makes it better. But personally, I won't look into that much. I'll wait for someone to, like, it's good enough for now, and then I'm super happy if someone comes and be like, hey, I want to take on this and make them awesome.
There's some it could be automated potentially with a little bit, and maybe even I've seen some text message integration where people will get text message alerts to,
I'm
just-
sure it is, but just for now, like, let's say if you were like, hey, I can take that on and automate and all that, we can do. I feel for now, either someone is interested in taking that role, either I keep doing it as we do. That's kind of what I want to do, decide right now, and then there'll be more conversations in the future, just for sake of time also. So it looks like Alex and we keep it for now, right?
Yeah, highlighting the awareness that
Alex, you seem to be really good at holding the fort down as far as the conversations go and keeping it on topic. So
yeah, that's quite valuable for sure. Okay, I think it's good enough for now. Organize the Notion workspace.
I mean, I can get into
help.
that more, especially as the master plan is developing. I think if we structure the Notion based on the components of the master plan, then it will all make a lot more sense.
I can be an advisor.
Okay, it will be seamless too, as I'm working with you, Josh, on the master plan anyway, so.
Yeah. If you say, hey, what, if we want to sit down for a session, I can definitely look at the other workspaces and advise and talk about strategy. I'm not the super tech, but I've actually learned
Yeah.
enough to maybe do some simple stuff. So
I can talk to you and Oliver together too.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so and Josh advisor, thank you guys. I have one also, online sales manager. So at the moment when someone's interested, I'm doing kind of the calls and helping them get the NFT. I think if there's a physical event, it's going to be separate. So whoever is responsible for the event in person will collect payments probably, or they can work together. But having someone's interested in joining the mastermind, a friend of mine, I can be, talk to that person. He'll get you started, get you an FT on and get the onboarding kind of. That takes a bit of time. That's a role I'd really love to let go of personally. It's also for someone who likes to connect with other people, because then you speak quite a lot with the people who want to join the mastermind.
No takers.
Hmm?
No takers.
I'm happy to keep doing it for now. That's all good, but I'll call in. So I say for now because I'll call in. This one. Cool.
I say going once, going twice.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if it's next week, it changes. It's still there. Communication tools. So that someone be responsible for, okay, how do we chat? Do we use Discord? Do we use Telegram? And keeping people accountable to the things we've decided together. I feel like
you're great at that, Alex. I hate to throw another role on you. I think things are pretty smooth right now.
Okay, it can be Alex for now too.
Well, within that, there's also like communication to the collective. Like, for example, the Light Leaders Tribe Telegram group at this point is not getting larger. It's actually getting smaller. Like, people are starting to leave the group. And that's the direct result of me and Alex not having enough time to continue engagement in that group, So if someone was interested in continuing to keep communication live for the people who are interested in what's going on, even though we don't have 100% clarity, like, again, the master plan will bring a lot of clarity to that, but in the interim, we still need to keep building that momentum from the outside as well.
In my viewpoint, I don't know if it's my experience or my viewpoint, but that, I'm not sure if people leave because of no engagement. Like, when the chat doesn't even come up, it's like you don't have a reason to leave because it's not coming up. But if it's coming up with the wrong things, or it's just not aligned, or it's not very concise, I think that's when people see it and leave because they're bugged by it.
Yeah, so I mean, actually, that's also for now an Alex for now, because let's say there's a video, I'm the one posting in the Lightly the Strap, all that, and I think that'd be a cool role, including some moderation of okay, that's not the place to forward that video on Bill Gates, you know, so like
Yeah.
like doing a bit of moderation on that group, and maybe thinking of other ways to have a bit the brand out there. Yeah, if someone wants to take that on, that'd be cool.
I see people joining, not leaving. I'm looking through it. It looks like there's,
A handful of people just left in the past week. We had like 402,
Yeah,
and now
anyway,
there's.
guys. Anyway, like, for now, let's.
Okay.
let's get-
I was just highlighting it as a role, a communication to the outside world kind of role.
Anyone? You know, you don't want to take that one? I feel you could.
I can, within the context of larger clarity. It's a conversation that I think we need to have as a group and figure out like what is and isn't okay. What's our intention with the tribe? So yeah, yes, I can. Yes,
I can put Yano for now.
it's just not 100% clear again until the master plan is more structured and in place. But for the meantime, yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. And the last two I have here is onboarding documentation. Would someone be keen to do an onboarding? Oh no, we said it's hard to do before we have the master plan.
That's the plan.
yeah.
And then December Bali events. I'd love to take this one. This one I'm quite passionate about, but I'd love to see, like, you know, you're probably keen to, and Stephanie, I think you're pretty keen to. Maybe Josh.
I suck at events.
Okay, I'm organizing events.
I would love to help out, and also Stephanie, if you're interested with your experience, like the biggest thing me and Alex noticed with the last event was a lack of feminine kind of flair and touch. So it would be appreciated if it interests you.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Well, we went a bit over. We're 12 minutes over. But thanks for staying. I just in terms of respecting people's calendar and time, I try, you know, that's why I speed up a bit sometimes. But thank you guys. And then now I'm happy to flow.
I have to go to another meeting.
Mhm.
So I'll see you guys later. Are you guys continuing?
I actually have to also jump off, so.
So probably not, but let's say for the, I don't know, let's see, but it can be easier I mean, it's not super intentional though to do it this way. So maybe we just keep like just that hour, and when people want to do extra call, they're very intentional about, hey, I'm doing a call about international communication tools, who wants to join, and then we set up a date together, something like this.
Alex, I just have
Done.
another question. Maybe we can stay for just 2 minutes in
Yeah.
in the call.
Yeah, actually, so if it's just you and I, Stephanie, I send you the funds now for the NFT, so you can stay online, and we can stop the weekly call now. Everyone feels good.
Yep.
I wanted to stop the recording and then just continue the conversation.
Yep. Good to see you, Rade. Good to see everyone. Bye,
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good to see you guys.
I'm off as well, guys. Great to see you
Bye,
all.
bye.
Nice to meet you, Stephanie. Nice